This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
So, Dave, I'm the president of a local soccer club here in Chicago.
Yeah. What did we decide the German theme would be? The
I don't know.
Glauben or the
the Schneewalzer.
Yeah, how does that go?
Schnee, 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 Walzer tanzen wir. What do you think?
I like it. I think that's great walk-up music. If you ever become a major league player, baseball player,
yes,
that's got to be your walk-up music.
Well, so let me tell you, this is how seriously I'm being taken as the president. So this club has been around for 70 years. Mm-hmm. My father was one of the founders of the club. So I think they asked me to be president just kind of as a ceremonial show pony sort of role.
So like a professor emeritus.
Right.
Okay.
Like, for instance, this coming weekend, we have hundreds of people coming to Chicago for this national men's tournament that is taking place at our fields in Des Plaines. And, that's just tons of work involved in getting something like that together. We have
it's the strudel. And
we made goulash. Please, no stereotyping. Okay. We made goulash. Okay. We made hundreds of pounds of goulash, and we're going to make hundreds of pounds of sausage, and we're all sorts of stuff.
You sell it, right? I mean, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah. Right? Well, it's for people that come to the tournament. It's it's the food that they eat. The players all get free food.
They have to pay for it, right?
No, the players all get free food.
Oh, really?
It's all part of the deal of this National Donnerschwaben tournament. Okay. Anyway, in the last board meeting, I said, I think in order to lessen the workload on everybody this year,
Chinese.
We're not going to make potato salad because potato salad is a huge pain in the butt, and the older women, they're losing their feeling in their hands, and I just figured. Let's just be nice. And
you
also
can go to Jewel and get a big vat of it.
Yes. And they also usually serve some sort of dessert with the goulash. I said, you know what? Yeah. They're soccer players. They don't care. We're not going to make dessert either. So I went to the clubhouse the other day, and they're putting together their plans for the tournament. And guess what they're making?
Cheesecake.
Potato salad
cheese,
and dessert. Yeah. They don't listen to a word I say. And then when I said, "Hey, I thought I said we were not going to do that," and they said, "Yeah, no, we're going to do it. But you can't have bratwurst with no potato salad." Like, of course.
Yeah. Just sit in your little Oval Office and just shut up.
That's kind of what it's like. All right. Anyway, we have a show to do. Minutia Men. It's time for us.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
Now, with the goulash,
I will not be ignored.
So, 200 pounds or 100 pounds of goulash.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make 100 pounds of goulash?
All day.
Really?
All day. Yeah.
And then you're making the sausage as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Wednesday now. When do you start? Are you going to be part of
So the goulash is done.
Okay.
All right. They made the goulash. We're going to just have to heat it up on the day of.
Okay.
We're making the sausage, and
you've got the tubes and stuff.
Oh yeah, we do the whole thing.
What is it, like
man.
pig entrails? Or how do you stuff the?
It
sheath?
It's casing. You get casing, and you can get it at any grocery store. You just never see it because you're never looking for it.
Okay,
but I have to go buy it, so I know where it is. It's And
then you shove the sausage in the...
Oh my God, you're such an amateur. I know. Well, Dave, you mix the meat together with the spices and the ingredients, and then you grind it through the grinder, and then through the grinder it fills into the casing.
Oh, so you put it like a condom almost.
Yeah.
On the like a spot.
And all night while we're making sausage, dick jokes. Dick joke after dick joke after dick joke. Hey, you want to hold my sausage? Hey, that's a big sausage. Hey, your sausage is a little too fat. All night long. It's fun. It's fun.
Let me guess. How many men are there versus women? This is a man thing, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
In fact, girls are not allowed.
Right.
Bridget's allowed to come at the end to help us clean.
Right. Well, that's what those people should be doing. All right. Well, speaking of food and heating things up, here's a story that I think you'll like. Now, I know that you know your way around microwavable snacks and entrees.
Yes.
Okay, because I remember a young Rick Kempfer back in the mid-'80s.
That was the old me.
Hold on. Back in the mid-'80s, and by the grace of God, I think the biggest impact you've ever had on my life was introducing to me those frozen microwavable chicken Kiev.
Oh yeah, you're
discs.
welcome.
I mean,
and the cordon bleu.
I was going to say, and you were known to knock down a cordon bleu on occasion, if I remember correctly. And then you also had the chicken discs, the breaded chicken discs for sandwiches.
Oh yeah,
you were the Julia Childs of microwavable snack foods back then.
And that was in the early days of microwavable snack foods.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. I was a pioneer.
I can't believe you have gout.
I know.
How
what are the odds?
Possibly happen?
What are the odds?
Well, this story comes from Kentucky, and I think you're gonna be a little conflicted after I tell you this story. Okay. Headline: Out of Kentucky, man shoots roommate in Kentucky for eating last Hot Pocket.
Okay.
The Louisville Metro Police Department arrested 64-year-old Clifton Williams on Sunday after they said
4 years older than us.
Right, I know. Well, did you see a picture of him?
Yeah.
He looks...
Yeah.
Again, I'm worried that I'm losing the ability to chart this.
Yeah.
He looks a lot older.
A lot older.
64-year-old Clinton Williams was arrested after he shot his roommate following an argument in the Wyandotte neighborhood. Police said that Williams' roommate had eaten the last Hot Pocket, so he started throwing tiles at him. Now, it's not written very well. I'm assuming that Clinton Williams noticed that the Hot Pocket was eaten, and he started throwing tiles. I don't even know what, floor tiles? I don't know. There's no elaboration. While arrest slips say that the roommate tried to leave after he was throwing tiles at him, and Williams got a gun and shot the man in his buttocks as he was running away. Leaving the tile throwing.
Wow. Leaving the exit away from the Hot Pockets.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, from my experience, after I eat a Hot Pocket, I got 10 or 15 minutes before I have to go to the bathroom. So getting shot in
the window of time is really impressive.
So getting shot in the butt it's going to cause a lot of... Having a fresh wound down there is probably not a good idea. The victim traveled a few blocks to get help and was taken to the University of Louisville. He's going to be fine.
Okay.
All right. And Williams is being charged with assault and has been ordered not to have contact with the victim. And his bond was set at $7,500. That's it?
Yeah, well, he only shot him in the butt.
Right. And it's like a Hot Pocket.
Yeah, and it's Kentucky.
Right. I mean, I think that's the slogan on their license plate. And it says Shot Pocket, not Hot Pocket.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Now, what's the name of our show?
Minutia Man?
I got some Hot Pocket minutia.
Oh, yes.
When they were first introduced in the 70s, they were not called Hot Pockets. They were called, and I'm not kidding, chunk stuffers. Clearly, those people did not have a master's degree in advertising.
Yeah.
That did not last. Chunk stuffer did not last very long.
There was no David Stern on their roster.
No. Premium pepperoni is the most popular flavor.
Okay.
Meatballs and mozzarella is a close second.
Okay.
The most unpopular flavor in the history of Hot Pockets was the now discontinued barbecue tofu.
Oh.
Yeah. Who's, again, it's the chunk stuffer guy. Obviously was still on the payroll because he came up with...
I don't think... Have you had a Hot Pocket in the last 20 years?
No. Although I think on the way home, there might be...
Okay.
And during the first 3 months of the COVID lockdown, there was a 24% increase in Hot Pocket consumption in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, people are like, oh.
Screw it.
Yeah, fuck it. Come on. Yeah, I'm just going to eat the Hot Pocket.
Don't you kind of remember that mindset, though, at the beginning? You're like, hey, I remember going to the liquor store and just loading up.
Yeah, right. Because you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I remember remember those first couple of weeks we were still doing the show.
Yeah.
And I think I was still coming here, right?
Yeah.
And you had like an envelope full of cash.
Oh, yeah. I was in full panic mode.
It was the run on the bank. What?
Yeah.
I was like, why do you need...
I don't know. Yeah.
Tony Soprano came over with a big envelope of cash.
I can't explain it, but I was in full panic mode. Yeah, no question about it.
Hey, I sent you a bit. Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Jim Gaffigan did a great Hot Pocket bit, so let's play a few.
I'm moving a little slow tonight. I had a Hot Pocket for dinner. Good to see I'm not the only white trash here. I buy the Hot Pockets. I go in grocery stores. I'm like, yeah, I get these. I've never eaten a Hot Pocket and then afterwards been, I'm glad I ate that. I'm always like, I'm gonna die. I paid for that? Did I eat it or rub it on my face? My back hurts. Ow. I was looking at a box of Hot Pockets. They have a warning printed on the side. It said, warning, you just bought Hot Pockets. Hope you're drunk or heading home to a trailer. You hillbilly, enjoy the next NASCAR event.
Jim Gaffigan. You know, I love it when our show is tied together as well as this one is.
Well, don't we plan that?
No, we do not. That's the thing. My story is a food story, too. At the bottom of the main page of the menu at the Drury Beer Garden in Philadelphia, it's not a cheesesteak. They are serving a burger. Now, this is not an ordinary burger, Dave. This is a very, very expensive burger. A $700 burger.
In Philadelphia, not New York.
In Philadelphia, yep. It's called the Gold Standard. And if I tell you the ingredients, I think you'll understand why. It has... it's a Wagyu. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Wagyu.
Wagyu meat burger.
It's the real expensive meat, right?
Yes. With caviar, fresh black truffle. I guess if you're going to slum, I mean, I'd go white truffle.
I'd go white truffle.
But lobster flambéed with cognac.
Oh.
Topped with aged Irish cheddar and drizzled with honey. Fries are included.
On white bread. On Wonder Bread, right?
As is 1 ounce of Louis XIII cognac, which fetches about $5,000 a bottle.
Oh, okay.
So
you're not getting just the burger. You're getting the. Was it a shot of
a shot? 1 ounce, a shot.
Okay.
Now, this is what I call a stunt restaurant. We've all been to stunt restaurants before. It's like. I remember Dobie telling me one time, our friend Dobie Maxwell, he was in Amarillo, Texas, and they had this like 64-ounce. If you can eat it, it's free.
Right,
and they put you in the table in the middle of the restaurant.
Somebody's
There's
watching
a spotlight on you, and it's like the stunt of the whole restaurant. And remember when we were at University of Illinois, there was
Drink the Wall.
Yes,
at
Drink the Wall at O'Malley's.
Right.
And you for doing that, for literally drinking every item on their menu.
24 drink, get alcohol poisoning.
You got a T-shirt.
I got a T-shirt.
You got a T-shirt.
And then you went home and ate a Hot Pocket.
Yes. So I bring this up because our old friend Barry Butler, remember Barry from the photographer? We've had him on as a guest. He is an Irishman.
Yeah.
And is in Ireland right now, in Galway. And he sent me 3 stories that tie into this.
Oh.
You ready? The first story is about this restaurant called Scotty's Famous Burgers and Wings in Galway. All right, so this is one of these stunt restaurants. They have a 5x5 challenge, a hamburger that is 5 layers.
So
5 half-pound burgers.
So that's 2.5 pounds.
On top of each other with condiments and all sorts of stuff. It's the size of your head. It's like bigger than your head. And if you are someone that can eat it, you get your face on the wall.
Wow.
All right, so that's the first story.
So because you want everybody to know that you are a horrible glutton.
The second story
no
he
willpower
sent me
whatsoever
is about a guy named Connor Flanagan who was the first one to do it. He successfully ate it in 22 minutes, and they interviewed him, and they said, how you doing? He goes, I'm a little tired. I think I need to go home and rest. All right? The third story is Connor Flanagan's obituary because he died the next day.
Really?
This all happened this week.
Oh, no.
I know.
Did I just laugh at somebody dying? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're not laughing.
Right.
I mean,
I'm laughing with him.
Remember how I told you the embarrassing death thing is my biggest fear in life?
That's a pretty good one.
This qualifies.
That's a pretty good one.
But his photo lives on the wall in Scotty's Famous Burgers and Wings.
Did it say what he died of?
Does not say, but I think we can use our imagination.
A correlation does not infer causation, my friend.
Exactly. I'm sure lawyers are looking at it right now.
Well, what is the God, I can't believe I can't think of it. What is the diner in the Loop where they're mean to you?
Oh, Ed DeBevick's.
Ed DeBevick's.
Yeah.
That's another
that's Stunt restaurant.
Well, did you ever go to the Wiener Circle in Chicago?
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one. No, they happen to have great hot dogs too. But
I love taking people from like Kansas to the Wiener Circle. Yeah, just go and ask them for ketchup on the hot dog. See what they say.
Or any other side orders of any kind.
Yeah. Go and say that there's not enough poppy seeds on the bun. Hey, we've got a review here, and I can't tell if this is a passive aggressive review. It says 20 minutes of great stuff every week. I never miss it. Our shows are usually 26, 27 minutes. So are they saying?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
That's about right.
That was posted by Accused32 on Podchaser. And please.
Accused32.
Accuse32 at Podchaser. And if please subscribe. When you subscribe, do a little review.
It doesn't
It's not going to kill you.
It doesn't hurt. And if you like Minutia Men, be sure to check out some of the other programs on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. You can pick out your favorite new show at opishows.com. Remember, Opie is hippo backwards. OPPIH shows.com. All right, Dave, we have some regular features that we do on this show, and one of them is called Studio Walls.
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls.
So this is the part of the show where we go into the vast Rick and Dave archives, and we pull out something that is timely, that it fits for this week. Something from our great interviews or our wacky bits or whatever.
Somehow.
Well, this week happens to be Tommy Chong's birthday.
Oh, he's got 80-something, right?
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. But, we talked to him just a few years ago, and he was pretty with it, pretty sharp. As a matter of fact, one of the things we talked to him about was politically incorrect humor. And I think, I'm just going to play a little clip of it because I'll let Tommy tell the story. And here we go. When we were in, middle school, let's say, Sister Mary Elephant came out. And
wasn't that the...
Oh, my God.
Just unbelievable.
And I maintain that record inspired class clowns for an entire generation. You can't...
Oh, it did.
Don't you think that's true? Now, did you...
the biggest compliment you got with Sister Mary Elephant?
What's that?
Was when Carol Burnett stole the bit and did it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She did that. She did that bit. They had to pay homage to class. That was Cheech, man. Cheech grew up Catholic.
Yeah, right.
And Sister Mary Elephant was this substitute teacher that her name wasn't Sister Mary Elephant, but that's
based on somebody. Yes.
That's what all the kids would call her.
Oh, for real?
And that's how she treated. That's how she treated everybody. Because you had rowdy kids, man.
Sure.
When I was going to school, if we got a substitute teacher and she wasn't strict, we'd eat her alive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had so much fun with her.
But in those days, did you ever get in trouble for I know you guys were rebels, but for making fun of Catholics, or Dave and I were listening to some of your stuff, and you were doing Jewish jokes and Chinese jokes.
We did them all.
Yeah,
we were the most politically incorrect comedians ever.
Yeah,
ever. No, we trashed everybody. We trashed the war heroes coming home from Vietnam. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
Where the guy couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
I had a good time. I had a good time. Not too bad.
Yeah. You were probably born in the right era. I don't think you guys would have flown right now. I think your career would have been...
Are you kidding?
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding? We were well, right now. I mean, really.
There he is.
He was a really fun interview.
Yeah, that was one of our longest interviews.
Well, I was going to say, was that during COVID? Because
was
he another one that we couldn't get off the phone?
Couldn't get him off the phone.
Okay, Tommy. Thanks, buddy.
He was getting calls from his son, and he'd say, "Hey, hang on a second," and he'd talk to his son. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to him later. We're having too much fun here, and he wasn't promoting anything. Remember, we just got a hold of him and had him on. So that's
he's a
Tommy
big
Chong.
fan.
Yep.
Hey, Rick, I got another story here. Do you want to keep going, or
Yeah,
have
let's
we
do
given
it.
too much content already?
No. I think we keep on giving.
Here's a story from Germany that does not involve Hitler.
Although we are at the 20-minute mark, so now we're official.
So,
This is all
Accused
bonus.
32, you can check
Yeah.
out right now, buddy. Here's a story from Germany that does not involve Nazis or Hitler.
Wow.
I didn't know that there were any, but
Yeah.
evidently there is. German surgeon fired after getting janitor to help perform toe amputation. Comes out of Berlin. Officials at a hospital in Western Germany have expressed regret after one of their surgeons got a janitor to assist in a toe amputation. Public broadcaster SWR reported Friday that the incident took place at Mainz University, Mainz in University Hospital. While the surgery didn't result in any complications, what the fuck? Everything went well. To the patient, the doctor has been fired.
Yeah.
The hospital's chief executive, Norbert Pfeiffer, said the surgeon wrongly decided to go ahead with the routine procedure, even though no qualified assistant was available.
Well, what, the janitor doesn't qualify?
When the patient who was... I'm sorry. When the patient who had received a local anesthetic became restless, probably because it was late, he's like, come on, this was supposed to be 7 minutes ago. The doctor asked a nearby janitor, "Und you, wie's a mop?"
Yeah.
to hold the man's leg and pass him surgical instruments.
Okay.
So he's like,
Yeah, now, was ist ein scalpel?
Yeah.
That's the scalpel.
I would have been terrible at this because I still don't know the difference between a Phillips and a regular.
You know what, me too.
Plussy, it's plussy and minusy, right? The paper reported that the cleaner had no medical experience. The incident came to light after a hospital manager spotted the janitor with bloody gauze in his hand in the operating theater. He's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing holding these bloody..."
I'm just helping.
This should have never happened, the German news agency DPA quoted Pfeiffer as saying. So, all's well that ends well.
I
right?
guess,
I
yeah.
mean, there's, he was being efficient. He didn't want him to wait.
I'm never on the side of German doctors. I've had some experiences with German doctors over the years. Have I ever told you my Ursula Blyfuss story?
No, but just the name itself is good enough. Oh, I've got an Uncle Walter.
Oh,
I got a doc.
Okay.
I got an Uncle Walter doctor. story.
Well, Ursula Blyfuss was our orthodontist. All right, in Heidelberg when we lived there. I'm sure she's long gone. I mean,
she was 103 then.
Hey, she was
probably.
old, yeah. But she was one of these old German women who I think she got her degree here in America, like in St. Louis or something. But she was, she had some American patients, but not many. It was just mainly German patients. And I was considered an American. And even though my last name is Kempfer and I speak German, she didn't realize that I spoke German. And so she would say the nastiest things about me right in front of my face in German.
Thinking
der schaut aus wie ein Schäferhund, terrible things like that.
What did you just say?
I mean, look at him. He looks like a sheepdog, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Have
Right.
you been called sheepdog a lot?
Well, I had long hair,
Okay.
so she's making fun of my hair.
Really?
She was making fun of, all
rock and roll.
The Americans. I wasn't polite enough and all that. I mean, just over and over and
Really?
over. Yeah. And every time I was building and I'd come out of these appointments and I'd
Because
say,
you had a lot because it's orthodontist. Every 6 weeks or whatever.
Right. And my dad did not have dental insurance through the U.S. military. For some reason, they didn't give him dental insurance.
With a debt ceiling, no one's going to get it.
I know. But anyway, Ursula Blyfuss messing with my mouth. After one too many of these things, she reaches in my mouth, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I chomped.
Nice.
Like hard.
Yeah.
And she called she called my mother in. Yeah. She started screaming all these things, and my mother starts speaking to her in German. And suddenly Ursula realizes
that, oh my God,
that she's been doing this in front of my face the whole time. And she looked at me, "Sprichst du Deutsch?" I go, "Yes." She goes,
touche.
Yeah. Anyway,
so Uncle Walter.
Ursula Blyfuss.
So Uncle Walter, we called him Uncle Walter, but he was our doctor. He was somebody. I'm going to have to ask my sister how he was related to. I don't know. Whatever. It was from that migration of
Yeah.
After World War II,
Right.
That center in Chicago, and Uncle Walter, and his office was on Wilson Avenue in Broadway, and it was in this building that was it looked like it was just really sterile. One of these 1940s buildings or 50s.
Yeah.
That it was no. It was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Right.
And I still remember the smell of the elevators and walking up there. And he was Jewish, but definitely had the. Without some of the political leanings, he definitely was a very, dare I say, a stern man.
Yes.
And I remember him having to give me a vaccine. That was before we became anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
And me screaming, and him just looking at me and goes, "Sit down!" And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like 4.
There's nothing scarier than an old German man or woman. They are scary.
Yeah, with a needle. And those days, the needles were like 4 feet long.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to watch an episode of Hogan's Heroes to know
Right.
how scary they were.
Right. He was not nearly as much fun as Colonel Kling.
All right, let me bring the room up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to elevate it because in the a recent issue of Reader's Digest came out, and they had jokes that make you sound smart.
Oh.
All right, now these are intellectual jokes. And, not the normal stuff that you and I do. Not the adolescent potty humor stuff that we do.
Okay. I take offense to that, but okay.
I'll give you a couple of examples. Thanks for explaining the meaning of many to me. It means a lot.
Oh, God.
Thanks for explaining the meaning of many.
Oh.
The word many.
Okay.
To me, it means a lot.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. All right. This is why
Jim
intellectuals
Gaffigan, funnier.
This is why intellectuals
aren't funny.
Aren't funny.
Right.
I'll give you 2 more examples. If you were a triangle, you'd be a cute one.
Okay. Now that one's not so bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Now here it is. This is the one that they are calling the most intellectual knock-knock joke ever.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
To.
To
No, it's to whom. That's what I mean.
Wow.
Yeah.
My wife wrote that one.
Yeah. That people make fun of dad jokes. Dad jokes are like Hall of Fame humor compared to intellectual jokes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
I know this one. Little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel. It's the only joke I remember. Do you remember when your kids? Do you remember when your kids were little?
And they would just tell jokes that make no sense at all.
Aaron's was knock knock. Who's there? Sesame seed. Sesame seed. Who? Sesame seed. Who? Sesame seeds in your butt. She just would be on the floor
Johnny's
laughing.
was knock knock. Who's there? Horse eating. No, spaceship. All right. Anyway, it's time for another feature.
A random name pulled out of Rurik's bowl of brushes with celebrities. Mixture, collection, selection, assemblage, medley, assortment, variety. Time now for Celebrity Potpourri with Rick and Dave.
So this is the part of the show where people send in their brushes with greatness stories. And this is a listener named Cleveland who sends this. I don't know if his name is Cleveland or he's from Cleveland, but that's his moniker, Cleveland. Here it is. I was having drinks at a big celebrity hangout in Sherman Oaks, California called Casa Vega. Ever heard of that? No, me neither. Back in 2017 or 2018. My wife and I heard that if you hang out there long enough, a celebrity is bound to show up. Well, on this particular day, we didn't have to wait too long. About an hour after we got there, Quentin Tarantino
that's a good one.
walked in the door. He was taken to a booth, and my wife and I considered walking up to him and saying hello, but we never conjured up the courage to do so. A few years later, we went to see his movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and there's a scene that's filmed in that restaurant. DiCaprio and Pitt are sitting in the exact same booth that Tarantino sat in the night that we were there.
Wow.
It was a very cool place. Excellent margaritas.
Yeah. That's a great story.
Interesting.
Did I ever tell you my Taylor Hicks story?
Is this like your George Lucas story?
It's kind of. Taylor Hicks,
Yeah,
it reminds me of the restaurant. You know who Taylor Hicks is, right?
What's the American Idol guy?
I don't think he won it. I think he came in second.
The gray-haired guy?
Yeah. So I'm at now defunct, I think the place was called Ray's. Yeah, Ray's on like Western and Montrose and whatever.
Okay.
It's just a little deli. I'm sitting there. And it's like, one of those diners where you get a couple of eggs, some hash browns, and some sausage with the right toast.
It's your kind of restaurant.
Exactly.
Hey, Dave, you know every one of those in the city of Chicago.
And I'm sitting there, and the guy next to me was, God, you look just like Taylor Hicks. And we just start talking. He has the drawl and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never said it. I mean, it's kind of hard. When you're in that kind of a situation, you're like, first of all, what are you doing here? And second of all, if you are Taylor Hicks...
Yeah, you really come down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's like, come on. So I didn't say anything, and and then I saw a music video of him at that restaurant that he must have been there early, maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
Or he was staking out the vibe or whatever before he shot his music video. So if you go on Taylor Hicks, I don't know what song it is, but I'm sure if you Google
just
Taylor
look
Hicks,
at every Taylor Hicks song until you find it.
Find the one that he's in the diner, and I was probably minutes or hours beforehand.
That's very much like
passing the ketchup to him.
That's just like Cleveland's story.
Exactly.
All right. Well, there you go. We have people to thank.
Yeah, please.
How about you? You thank him this week. I thank him every week.
Tony has been great. Tony Lasano. He made our shows are usually about 4 hours long, and he cuts them down to the best 20. So Astute, or what was the guy's name? Accuse. That 20 minutes of goodness that comes from Tony.
Okay.
So thank you to Tony for all the work he does. Ed Silla.
Yeah.
He distributes. He goes to everyone's device and uploads it when you're sleeping on your device.
This is how we became top 1% in the world.
Ed Silla. I want to thank you. I never thank you enough.
Wow.
For your friendship.
Okay. Wow.
And your support.
Oh my God. This is the last time you're doing the thank you. Well, gee, I suppose I should thank you too.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we're going to come back next week and do a whole nother episode
of... You didn't thank me. Did you notice that?
I just did. I said, I think I should thank you.
Yeah, I think I should thank you. I think I should...
I don't know how this works.
I think I should be a better father. I think I should be a better husband. I think I should.
Okay. Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
For all you do.
All right. Well, thank you. You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. Actually, I don't know even how, because I'm never thanked for anything. Do I say... You're welcome? Is that what I say afterwards? Is that?
Well, we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of
Minutia Man.
The preceding was a presentation of Opie Productions. Find our other great shows wherever you find podcasts, including opishows.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
Schnee, 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 Walzer, tanzen wir.
Thank you to Tony for all the work he does.